All right, all right. What's going on, peoples? DB4 here, and welcome back to my channel. And welcome back to Solasta, Crown of the Magister. Now, Solasta is a game that was created by Tactical Adventures, and you can tell these guys have a real passion for the tabletop RPG style. This game was actually released last year in May, around May 27th. It was a pretty decent grab on the Xbox Game Pass for me. Now, I have a small history with CRPG games. I originally started playing Baldur's Gate way back in the days, and I have fond memories of picking up Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition for Steam, and I played that game a ton around 2012, way back in the days. Now, I also, when Divinity Original Sin came out, that's when I really fell in love with this style of game. That's when I knew that this game was definitely going to make a huge comeback in the gaming world. But anyway, I played a few other classic RPGs, but Solasta has really been a special treat. That's why I've been excited to bring it to the channel. Now, this game is based on the 5th edition rule set from Dungeons and Dragons. Now, I haven't played any of the Dungeons and Dragons tabletop games in real life, but I have watched a ton of footage of entire Dungeons and Dragons campaigns online. I know I watched way too many probably, but so I am familiar with the rule set and how things play out. I'm also very familiar with Wizards of the Coast, the company that created Dungeons and Dragons. Magic the Gathering is actually one of my all-time favorite games. And yeah, this game was one of the games I was just waiting to bring to the channel. I think I played a little bit of it when it first came out, and I decided, I wanted to stop the playthrough and just bide my time to when I can put together a full playthrough for the channel. That's how excited I was about this game. So without further ado, I want to start this up. Now, we're going to start up a new adventure. Like I said, we do have a loaded save, but we're not going to pay attention to that right now. We're just going to start up a new adventure. I took the liberty of creating some new characters. I spent a lot of time creating characters, so I thought it was best to keep that part out of the video. But I did create some interesting characters here. We have a few characters from our other playthroughs and our test runs, but for now, we're going to run with a few of the characters I just created for this playthrough. First, we're going to be running with Maya Blackshield, a hill dwarf. I'll do some inspecting too, actually. Let's inspect the characters as we select them. No, actually, we'll do that later. Let's select them, and then we'll do some inspecting later. I'm gonna go with Maya Blackshield. I created a companion that will act as her sister, but for now we're gonna go with the other character I created, Maya Blackshield. And where's Lydia? There she go, Lydia Guardsail. So we got Maya and Lydia. We got a paladin and a cleric. We also created us a wizard, Wraith Silverlocks. And I also created someone that's gonna act as his half sister. She's also a half elf. His stepsister, Serene Ray Silverlocks. Serene Ray is an awesome name. It's one of the random names that they actually picked, and I think Silver's Locks was a little play on the name I created. So before we start the game, I do want to go into the characters real quick and just show you guys the character setup. I guess we're gonna have to select them again. It's no problem. Let's just inspect them real quick. Maya, I started her off with a mace and shield. She's going to be a paladin. She has arrows and things like that, a few pieces of equipment that we're going to change a lot of this up. I don't think she's pretty proficient with crossbows. She's not going to use too much of that. If you look at her character, we went with Hilldorf, cleric, a life cleric. We also went with academic background. As far as proficiencies, we have athletics, arcana, a little bit of animal handling, insight, medicine. We also went with Rosary and Scroll Kit. She's going to be our main enchanter, and she's going to be crafting up our scrolls. Now, for stats, we went Strength, Constitution, and Wisdom. Constitution being our most prominent stat. Now, as far as cleric spells, there are spells here. We went with Light as a cantrip, Sacred Flame. We also went with Spare the Dying. As far as our level 1 spell slots, we went with Bless, Cure Wounds. We have Inflict Wounds. You can check these spells here. A few of these spells come with the class. A few of them are selected. And yeah, that's Maya Blackshield. Now let's go through the other characters real quick. Let's select our other Lydia guard cell. Lydia is real. She looks real similar with the armor and things like that to our other character. She gets lost. Now Lydia, she is our paladin. Okay. I'm wondering why she didn't start with a shield. No biggie. I'll get her a shield during the campaign, but I actually wanted her to start with a shield, but no big deal. I'll try to get her equipped with the shield. But anyway, she has heavy armor. She's going to be our paladin. We also went with, yeah, she's an island halfling. She's a paladin. We also went with philosopher, and she's gonna have some proficiencies over here. We went with strength, con, and charisma. We also went with athletics, a little bit of medicine, insight. She has these. As far as tools, she's gonna be our herbalist. So our paladin is gonna be making our potions. That's about it with her. Let's check on our other classes real quick. Let's go to Wraith. Wraith Silverlocks. It's one of my favorite characters. He's gonna be our rogue. He's actually gonna be our rogue / ranger class. He's gonna be our class wielding the short bow for now. Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep him with the short bow. I like the short bow. The long bow is also excellent, but I like the short bow. And now he's gonna be dual wielding daggers. He's gonna be like a shadow rogue that can do some long range damage and a lot of stealth. As far as the character, he's a high elf, rogue class, academic. Proficiencies, we went with dexterity, intelligence, and constitution. We actually went with more intelligence because we are going to be casting spells with this guy. We got acrobatics, athletics, sleight of hand, stealth, arcana, because we are going to be casting some spells with him. Now let's go into high elf spells. He started with a cantrip, so we went with acid spray. We'll learn some more spells down the line. For now, we just got one cantrip, acid spray. It can hit 2 targets too. That's pretty dope. And one more character. We're gonna find Serene Ray, our wizard. Now we went with, the regular wizard wand. The staff with her. We could have went with a actual better damage weapon, but we just tried to go with the staff. As far as the character, she's a half elf wizard, and she's also a spy. Rogue diplomacy, spy cipher. She has, as far as stats, we went with dexterity, constitution, and intelligence. Constitution and intelligence is a little bit higher. I probably should have boosted dexterity a little bit more, but for now, we're just going to leave it there. Wizard spells. We went with dancing light, firebolt, and ray of frost. We also have burning hands, magic missile, shield, sleep, mage armor, and color spray. That's also pretty dope. Now we're going to move on to setting up the classes now. All right. Now that we've met the cast, Maya, Lydia, Wraith, and Serene, let's get this adventure started. Now they do give you the option to skip the intro, but the intro, since it's going to be our first playthrough on the channel, the intro is not worth skipping. There's a lot of good lore there, so let's get right into it. These brightness settings are pretty good. I tweaked them a little bit earlier. It was a little bit dark. You know what? I think it was still slightly darker than I would like. Let's increase the brightness a little bit more. Contrast is pretty good. Let's start it up. What I've got from the story so far, all right, let's get into this amazing story.
Before the cataclysm, There were no gods on Solasta. No humans either. Then, the rift opened. Some say it was a magical accident, or the work of an evil god. No one knows for sure. The cataclysm destroyed the old High Elf Empire. Manicalan, they called it, and twisted the land beyond recognition. Now, only the brave and the foolish go there, in search of ancient treasures. But something is happening deep in those Badlands. Whatever it is, it can't be good.
It is the year 1024 after the cataclysm. New states have arisen around the Badlands and crave its treasure. A newly discovered road offers a safer route into the ruined heart of the empire from the Principality of Moskarth, upsetting the balance of power. The Legacy Council is formed. To ensure this knowledge is shared, it issues a call for agents to explore the Badlands in its name. Adventurers flock to Caer Keflin, the Principality's capital and home of the Council. 4 strangers meet in a Gravekeeper's Cast, close to the Council's chambers. This is exactly how every D&D campaign ever started in history. 4 strangers meet inside of a inn. But for the sake of my story, we're going to say they're 4 strangers until they find out that 2 of them are related, and the paladin and the cleric actually work together on a mission. Let's just use that as our own little in-story roleplay. Let's go.
This beer tastes like donkey piss. Not that I'm complaining.
Is this the place for the Legacy Council job? Hope I'm not too late.
Ran into a bit of trouble on the way here.
Take a load off. There's plenty of donkey piss to go around. You're not too late, friend. We're all here for the same reason. Grab a chair.
Another round, barkeeper. 4 of your finest flagons of donkey piss, please.
I see you're all making the best of this.
We do what we have to. So what's this trouble you were telling us about?
I was proceeding down the highway, minding my own business, when 3 brigands burst from the bushes and waylaid me. They carried me off to some ramshackle prison, an imperial ruin of some sort. Fortunately, the walls were as weak as this indifferent ale we're drinking.
New quest has started. Now, each of these adventurers are going to tell their story about how they got to the inn or the bar that they're in. And that's a great way to introduce the tutorial. Character collection and basic movement. We get a 3D view of the battlefield. We can select our characters and our party members. Understood. Right click is to move the mouse. Move the camera around like this. You can also click any space on the map to go right there. And as you can see, it's a full top-down table, top view. It's amazing. It was brilliant. This game is amazing. It teaches you about the journal and how to check your quest. We can check the journal like that. Find a way out. There must be a way out of this crumbling prison. The bandits left you to a ruined cell. There must be a weak wall or hole somewhere in one of the cells. We can untrack the quest, track the quest. There's a couple of things over here we can go over, but not right now. They even have a little tutorial tab in case you skipped the tutorial and you forgot something. Pretty dope. But for now, let's make our escape. I'm so used to playing real-time strategies that I'm So used to using right click for movement as well. Now here, for crawling, some obstacles you can crawl under. It's no special button or nothing. You just click it, it's gonna show a gear marker and you go right under. It lets you know you can interact with it and crawl under or something. One thing I do love about this game, we'll see that when we're able to explore the map a little bit more, but if you hover over, if you press Alt, it highlights all the interactable items. I love things like that because I hate missing loot. There's even a system in this game for people who miss loot. I love that system as well, so great. We got our first light source. Light is very important in this game. We got our torch. Let's go. Let's close that. All right, we got our torch. Now we can pull our torch out. Light up the place. Light is very important. It's not just an aesthetic. I love that as well. See, they're teaching us how to highlight things. We understand that. I explained that part already. This way is a dead end. Let's go this way. This game is amazing. The soundtrack is pretty dope. The sound effects, everything. More important, the story is amazing. Interactive elements. I kind of explained that as well with the gear and everything. Once you see a gear marker, you can also hover, press Alt, and it'll show it. Switch the camera angle a bit. Oh wow, I never heard that banter in the background. Real quick, let me go to the settings real quick. I like that voice in the back. I just want to turn the music up slightly to about 33. That's about good. Now, as you can see, there's a chest over here. They're teaching us about jumping. Now, when we go to try and jump, we do an athletics roll, just like in real D&D. And if it's 2 to 5 cells, we can make the jump. Otherwise, we will miss we won't be able to make the jump. It'll be considered like a long jump or something like that. And we can actually fall. And if we can't make the jump, it won't be a path. It will tell us we can't reach it. And I like the fact that if you miss your roll, you can fall and possibly injure yourself. I like things like that. Pretty true to D&D. All right, we scooped up a potion. Let's go. Put it in our potion slot. Now let's get on. We can make this jump right here. It's about 5 squares. Perfect. Now let's keep going. Now if we press Alt, we can see there's everything we can interact with. Now we know we can interact with this pillar here. Let's knock this over. Ha! Make our way to the other side. Now we heard these guys talking this entire time. Amazing. I guess if you can't make the jump with your athletics, they give you a shot at getting the chest anyway, that way. Let's interact with this wall. Brutal. Inventory management. Teach us how to interact with our inventory and put things in and out.
Let there be light.
Take the cash. We also take the provisions. We're going to need these rations. And we'll also take the arrows. Thank you. Got our gear back. Now it's time to go. Right out the back door.
So, you escaped unscathed. Well done, my friend.
Perhaps someone else can tell a story, since it looks like we might be here a while.
Have another ale. It's not like you have anywhere better to be. Well, let me tell you my story then. I too was accosted on the way here, but I faced my foes head on.
Proceed then. Everyone enjoys a tale well told.
Now they're going to teach us about battles. Alright, this is a dashing tutorial. Moving to a point in the yellow areas, use your main action to dash. Dash doubles your maximum movement for the turn. However, you cannot use your action to attack or cast spells. Remember that your movement can normally decide whether you dash further. So you got to be careful of your movement, because if you go outside of the movement range, it's going to use up a dash. Like if you press dash, you can go further than your movement range, but it'll use up an entire action. I don't really want to do that right now, even though they're telling us to. I just want to get right to attacking. Now, if you hover over a unit, you can just get right to attacking. Get a dice roll, good dice roll. And we can just end our turn here. It's his turn-based combat, so I like that as well. Missed. They're teaching us about attacking. Now, there's attacks of opportunity they're going to teach us about, but for now, you can also press the attack and attack this way. Or you can just hover over a creature and attack to it, or if I had to move to attack, you can do the same thing. Or I can use a power. Or a spell if I had it. But for now, we're just going to straight up attack. Good roll. Hopefully, you can pick up a shield for her soon. They're teaching us about dodging. Now, sometimes you can select dodge, and it gives your opponents a disadvantage on their damage roll. So sometimes it's very advantageous to just dodge, especially with your tank. He'll absorb all the damage on the front line, and sometimes it's worth absorbing all the damage and taking no hit points away, opposed to just getting 10 points of damage off on one creature.
Yeah! Must have hurt.
Especially your paladin that's going to be trying to use spells for the most part, if you guys get in the pickle. Now you can move normally once you're out of combat. There's no grid-based movement. This is highlighted. We can interact with this. Disengaging. To avoid an opportunity attack, you can use the disengage action for the rest of your turn. You can move close to enemies freely without any risk of opportunity attacks. Disengage and use your main action though, so you won't be able to attack or dash during this turn. Understood. So I can disengage from this enemy, and I got the initiative roll, but I can disengage from this enemy without suffering an attack of opportunity. Like I think I have to, but otherwise I would have to risk moving. I would do a roll check, get the attack of opportunity, miss or hit, and then I'll be able to move. But I'll still be able to dash. But if I do the disengage, I won't be able to attack or dash. So let's proceed with that. So let's go right up here and interact with this.
What a bunch of namby-pambies. You're lucky you weren't attacked by Sorax.
That's right, mate. It's always good to be lucky.
The Badlands are thick with them, shape-shifting bastards.
Go easy on him. He's just a harmless old drunk. Probably saw lizard folk or dragonborn or something.
You think I don't know the difference? All those spines on their backs, those jaws. You've never seen anything like it. Not lizard folk, not troglodyte, not dragonborn, I'm telling you.
No one believes in Sorax anymore. Except the Church of Einar, of course. There's a Sorak under every bed if you believe them.
Easy now. Don't mock people for their faith.
Read them books. Sorax are masters of deception, infiltration. Anyone here could be a Sorak. You'd never know.
Oh, come on.
Huh, you'll see.
So anyway, Sorax might be legend, but orcs are quite real, and not just in the Badlands. I stumbled across a secret settlement right here in the Principality. That is preposterous. High in the hills, 2 days west of here. I left the main road to find a shorter way through. And I was making good time when I dropped through a sodding sinkhole into a cave. Oh, I must have fallen on my wrong side.
Someone might have been drinking. Hi, Serene. Alright, let's go. It's taking us about light and light sources. Alright, now let's pull out our light. Light the way. Let's go. Now we can use our magic to light the way as well. We have let's actually free our hands. We can cast a spell. We have the cantrip Dancing Lights. I like this cantrip because it can act as an independent unit and you can move it around the battlefield. It can actually do some good scouting too. It forces a disengage, but at least you disengage with enough room. It forces an engage, but at least you engage with enough room to get your party members in place without being surprised. But for now, we'll light this. We can light this 2 ways. One way we can light it is by casting a spell. Let's do that, actually. Let's use the fire cantrip. Another way we can light it is just selecting our candle and going right up to the light source and lighting it like that. There is one extra way to light it. I'll just show it. We can cast the spell Burning Hands, obviously, and light up anything in the path of that. But for now, let's check this out. Failed the history check.
What the? Whatever this is, it's not good.
I like that part about. I like a lot about this game, but the way they implemented the tabletop elements is brilliant. All right, let's go through now. Healing. They want us to heal ourselves. Let's heal up. If we press Alt, we can see all the interactable elements. Alright. We got ourselves a potion. We got a real light source now. We'll take the arrows and we will take the provisions. These provisions are kind of expensive. It's probably going to be our main expense for the early parts of the campaign. Got some real light. Alright, let's take the potion actually. We can click the inventory. Let's go right for the potion. You know what? I think this stuff persists. Let's drink the potion anyway. It's part of the quest. There's a better way to heal.
There they are. If they see me, I'm dead.
Cautious mode. It teaches us how to sneak. It basically raises our stealth and we get higher stealth rolls. And we can sneak past enemies. This is very useful, especially when you're not sure about if there's where the enemies are on the map and you're not sure where to go. It's best to move around in cautious mode because you can get the jump on enemies way before they even see you, or just avoid them overall. And there's your little radius there. You can see whether or not you're visible. But we should be pretty good here. You can open a location map too. And it looks just like a tabletop. It tells you where all the chests is at, where all the enemies are, with little tokens. Well designed, well designed. If we double click the portrait, it'll bring us right up on our character. Alright, leave the cave. Alright, let's sneak our way through here. Making all of those athletic rolls. Let's go, Serene. Let's go, Miss Silverlocks. Let's go. Whoever said a half elf couldn't jump? Ah, we got 2 pieces of abyss moss. Pretty good for crafting. We're going to start off with some pretty decent materials that we're going to need. I want to try to save all of our coins for buying equipment. There's our campfire.
Worse. It looks like this is the only way out. I just need to be patient. They can't stay there forever.
Alright, it's going to teach us about taking a long rest. Now, if you know about D&D, taking a long rest is the only way to set your skills and prepare your skills for the next day or the next adventure. Let's set our long rest. I think it's going to be about 8 hours. Let's prepare some spells. This is when we can select what spells we want to go out with. We could just go with Mage Armor and Color Spray just to show that you can switch. Good with that. Now, they should be out of here now. We should be able to walk right out. Yeah, there was something to interact with. This little... Well, it shows you that you can go under right there. Now we can escape. Run!
I would have slaughtered every one of those green-skinned monsters. Orcs have a very distinctive stink.
We should bill the council for all this wasted time.
We've all told a tale of our travels here. All but one of us.
Yes, but I have a good reason for that. It's none of your bloody business.
We can't take up arms together if we don't trust each other.
Fine. You want to know the truth? I stopped on the way here to visit an old friend of mine and discovered he was up to his eyeballs in debt with a loan shark.
So, he was in dire straits.
Indeed. He put up a family heirloom as collateral and wanted me to reacquire it. Because, you see, I can be quite stealthy when necessary.
Let's go, Wraith. Recover the stolen gem. Alright. Now we can head towards these objectives. It shows you right where it's at, and we can also check the map. Fog of War. Telling us to go right into stealth mode. And we can follow tracks. So let's go into cautious mode. Tracks are spotted. You can also move the camera with the arrows or WASD. A barrel. Using the camera, understood. Gave us some thieves' tools.
Oh, Liam. Always thoughtful.
This is a good way to find out if there's enemies in the area too as well. Well, we're being spotted somehow. Oh, okay, I guess these guys are walking on a wall. Gotta be careful. You guys see, I was about to say, how does he see us? It looked like he could see us for a second. Okay, let's go under. Alright, we're in. Time to get this gem and get out of here. We're gonna go right through the courtyard. Lock picking. You must have thieves' tools in your inventory to pick locks. So you gotta have the appropriate tool to even do the skill check. See, thieves tools, we did the roll. Skill check complete. Let's move. Now this part is a little more tricky, but we should be able to do it with no problem. There's a few guards in this little area here. We want to avoid them at all costs. And we'll let the camera follow the character for now, before we get in trouble by these guards if we mess up the camera angle. Be very quiet. Another stealth check. All right. Let's go right for the bush. We'll go for the treasure later. This bush is glowing. Yeah, angry violets. Good for crafting. And most of this inventory is going to persist into the main campaign, so it's a good thing to do these tutorials just for that. Save you a couple of coins on some necessary ingredients. Let's climb up here and check out the hallway. All right, what do we have? Just a door. Let's go through the door.
A crude trap.
Ah, trap. You also need thieves' tools to try to disarm traps as well. You have to detect it, and you can only detect traps, I think, in stealth mode too. If we fail the roll, we can try again, or it might just... Yeah, we succeeded. It might just break or just set itself off. That's why, if you want to save scum, it's not such a bad idea, because you can completely lock yourself out of chest. I'm not going to do any save scum, and if I don't get the thieves tool roll, I'll keep it like that. Even though it's going to be painful when it could have been one of the best weapons in the game just hiding in the chest somewhere. Let's get the gem and get out of here. Let's go. Run! Make your escape. Alright, let's go. Oh, wait.
There you are, you filthy crook!
You? What? You're drunk. Get out of here before I kill you.
Think you scare me? Not anymore.
A grave mistake.
Ah, he's in trouble with a loan shark, huh? We want to surprise attack this guy. When you surprise attack, you get the advantage on all of your attack rolls. So whatever you roll, you get a plus. So first thing, let's switch to our bow. Then we're going to attack. You see the plus marker next to the arrow? That lets us know that we have the advantage on this attack. So let's take it.
Go!
Woo! Saved your life, Liam.
Are you four here to see Lord Karen?
We're not here to get drunk. Maybe we're here looking for a fight. Who's asking?
Well, we're not here to drink ourselves to death.
Well, thank you for making that clear. Well, if you're here for Lord Karen of the Legacy Council, that would be me.
Fine. I'd like to present you with a bill for the time we just spent cooling our heels.
Feel free. The Council's bursary enjoys a good laugh.
Might we ask a bit more about this quest of yours, sir, if you please?
Well, I suppose it's better if you know what you're doing. What do you want to know?
We're good, thank you. About the Legacy Council. Tell me about the Council.
We hear this is a mission for the Council, but what is it exactly?
Dear Mareike, you don't know? I'll try to make it simple, but you know, politics. The Council includes representatives of the most powerful and influential organizations in the Eastern Kingdoms. It was created to lead a joint effort to explore the Badlands.
Okay. What are the
What
Badlands?
are the Badlands, really?
Simply put, they are a monster-ridden, chaotic wasteland that used to be the elven empire called Manicalan. It was destroyed about 1,000 years ago by the Great Cataclysm. Now, only ruins remain, full of forgotten knowledge, riches, and dangers.
Okay, what about the Eastern
Which countries
Kingdoms?
make up these Eastern Kingdoms?
Simple. The Principality of Masgarth, here, is in the middle. The Snow Alliance lies to the north, the Kingdom of Galavan to the east, and the New Empire to the south. All friendly, more or less, but the peace is fragile.
Okay. What organizations are there?
What are the organizations you mentioned?
The Council is, how to put it, a non-governmental organization, meaning that state governments are not represented to avoid partisanship. Instead, there are delegates from the Guild of Antiquarians, the Tower of Knowledge, the Arcaneum, and the Circle of Denantar. And the Church of Einar guarantees fairness, led by Marshal Beric Sunblaze and Oathkeeper Lyra Keen.
Sounds like paladins.
I think we know enough now. Thank you.
Okay. Are you our employer?
Are we going to work for you?
Not exactly, no. I'll be your contact with the Legacy Council, which you will serve as deputies. That's why we need to go there and get you sworn in.
Okay, tell me about the principalities.
What can you tell us about this place, the Principality?
We don't exactly have the time. Anyway, the Principality of Masgarth is ruled by Princess Kaiwood Silverflower.
Excuse me.
We are a wealthy state with fertile lands and the easiest access to the Badlands through a pass called the Copperhead Road. We're in the capital, Caer Kiflin, which was once part of the ancient Manicalan Empire of the High Elves. Hence the magnificent elvish buildings up there in the High Town. While we don't have a state religion, all of the major faiths of Solasta are represented here, though we tend to favor Einar, the god of valor and fidelity.
Okay. We're good, thank you.
We should go, don't you think?
Very well. Come, gather your things. You're late for your swearing in.
Hurry up and wait. The story of my life.
Yeah, just like you waste time with stories and then rush someone afterwards. Oh, they're teaching us about traveling through the city. All right. That looks like it's going to be it for the prologue or the tutorial. Well, that was a good video there for the character introductions and to get the tutorial out the way. We're going to get right into the next video and start the main campaign right up on the channel. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I'm looking forward to an amazing series. With that being said, it's your boy DB4, and I'm out.